I left you last week with my lesson summation firmly planted in my soul. Delusion, we said last week, has the characteristic of blindness, of not penetrating reality, of covering the true nature of experience, of fostering unwise attention, causing then deluded action. Yes. Whew. O house builder, the Buddha said, O house builder, thou art seen at last. The ridgepole is broken. The rafters are shattered. No more shall I build my house of sorrow on my deluded state of consciousness. Wow! And then we move to this. Jack says, delusion is the ridgepole that holds up the rafters of clinging, anger, fear, and sorrow. Amen. Yes. Seeing. My point, I said this actually. Seeing through delusion, our Buddha Christ nature liberates us from this house of human suffering so we can be free. Yes? Say amen to that. Amen. Amen. You've got to join me on this now. It's back and forth. But what I proceeded to do for the rest of the week was literally abuse all of what I just read to you. I spent the complete week in unwise, unfocused attention, clinging to the rafters of fear, doubt, and sorrow, and delusion. I left here being Christ man, and I fell back asleep to being lost in attic consciousness, and nowhere did I awaken. Isn't it great that you have teachers who are in front of you, who are in the middle of the same stuff you're going through? Because we can talk to each other. Amen on that one, right? Because we need to have teachers who embody this as best we can. You are my teacher, we are your teacher, and together we awaken together. It began with the garage sale, the yard sale. Every church I've ever been in has a yard sale, has a garage sale. It raises money. We need to have them. They drive me crazy. I've been through, what, about 20 of them over the 31 years I've been a minister, and every time that makes me dizzy. I just can't stand all the stuff all over the place. I get out of focus, but because I've been practicing wise attention, didn't want to be deluded, it's just like, well, this is just wonderful. This will bring money in for our church, and I try to stay awake and not get too caught up in the boxes and stuff and the furniture all over the place. But then my wife starts to buy things, put them in our office. We've already told you guys we don't have a house. So our stuff is already piled on top of stuff. And now we have more stuff. And we're stuffed with stuff, there's no place to put the stuff. And so she's doing that, and I'm starting to pick up my own stuff. And so it's getting very stuffy in my life. Stuff is everywhere. My office is filled with all kinds of stuff that I have no place to put. And the house thing, how's the house thing going? Well, this house is not happening. No, we tried that one, not that one. So it must not be this, it must not be that. And if a door closes, it must mean another one's about to open. So I'm not going to force my way into a house that's not mine by divine appointment. So that's not happening. So now we're at Wednesday of the week that was delusion. And this one was taking our dog Havasu in for a visit to the vet. She has a lump under one of her nipples that's growing. And we took her into the doctor's office, and they said it's a 50-50 chance that it's cancer. She might have cancer. And so I was like, oh, my 5-year-old puppy, the love of my life. Wow, awful news. But I teach to everybody the reality of impermanence. Everything keeps changing. No one knows when their Earth visa is going to get pulled or when things are going to change for you or for me. So it's 50% chance that she might, it's 50% chance she might not. So we get to deal with that, and yes, we're doing all the alternative therapies as well to see what it is. They don't yet quite know fully what it is, but there's a chance it could be the big C. So that wasn't great news to keep me awake, and I was clinging to the rafters of delusion and illusion. Well, then it's my turn on Thursday. Thursday I go to the dermatologist for the little spot on my nose that you get when you turn 60 years old that we are. And I've been ignoring it for a long time because I love my Sun Bunny stuff, and I don't want to know if it is or if it isn't. But finally it started to change, and you look up on the internet and you find out you should get life insurance because you might be dead in a while, and how cute would you look without a nose? So I decided to finally go in and have the appointment that we have to check this out. It's very beautiful woman comes in and she gives me the look, you know? And it was that one. I had to deal with that one. It was that one. Well, I'm not done yet. It all comes together on Friday. Friday, we're sitting in, Maureen and I, we've done our meditation, and we're set, we're doing a little oneness blessing. Oh, we're so clear, we're so pure. It's just all working out really well right now. She goes, well, I might as well tell you, the kids are having the family reunion. You know, my daughter, Maura, and my daughter, Levy, and the two grandchildren, and Xander and Emerson, and they're all going to be meeting with Olivia and Jim. They're having that meeting in Phoenix. They're going to have a week together at a hotel, and it's going to be the family reunion we've been talking about. And you're not invited. You guys are not invited to the family reunion. You are not invited to the family reunion. So at this point now, I'm remembering one of the things I bought at the garage sale. I'm remembering my favorite action figure, the Incredible Hulk. You know, I love Lou Ferrigno, I love that series, and I've got my... What do you mean we're not going to be invited? David Banner, lost in genetic coding from Alvin and Rhoda, has now become the incredible forgetful one. Once again. And so then I pick up Jack's stupid book on awakening. And it says, one of the biggest things that we all suffer from is the delusion of our self, our mistaken identity, our misperceiving reality, that we're all deluded. Everybody here is deluded. We're deluded about who we think we are. We're deluded about impermanence. We're deluded about everything. We think these things that come and go somehow have permanence to them, and they don't. We live in a river of life. Everything keeps flowing towards us. We can't stop it flows towards us. We can only learn how to practice being mindful and present with whatever happens to help us awaken to the truth of who we truly are. Our only problem here is the disease of thinking we're separate. And somehow we can hold things into form, into a certain place that will bring us happiness. And none of us can do that. You can't stop the river from flowing through you. You just can't. There's a little cartoon that I saw, and it's a daddy, a father on a camel, and then there's a mother on another camel with 3 kids on the other camels, and the dad looks back and says to the kids, stop asking me when we're going to get there. We're nomads, for crying out loud. We're not going to get there. We don't get there. We're coming from there. You don't get there. There will be time when you'll get there. You never know when the oil slick of impermanence is going to come up on the shore of your life and stain your beautiful Florida beach. Do you? And none of us do. I don't have control over those things. I'd like to. I want to have control over those things. I just figured if more people would come, and if I just had this thing down on my nose, and my dog didn't have a lump, and if my kids would just love me. Stinkers. In their 40s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. We live in this unchanging river of flow of energy. Everything changes in me. My moods change. My feelings change. My thoughts change. My breath changes. It rises. It falls. I can't stop it into some rigid form. All I can do is learn how to flow with it and be present with it. The only problem we have, my friends, is forgetfulness of our divine nature. That is the only problem we have, and we only have one solution: to wake up from that delusion. And whatever we can do to help us do that becomes our friend and our ally, even the worst of circumstances. Praja Paramita says it this way. I almost said that right. How amazing. This is so amazing. I love when they start with that. Buddhists always have it. How amazing. How amazing is this? All living beings have the Buddha nature of awakening and freedom. Yet they do not realize this. Unknowingly, we wander through oceans of suffering through lifetimes. It's time to realize your own Buddha Christ nature. That's what the time is for, that you're here with. The circumstances, the conditions, the challenges are here to help us wake up to who we are. When we can use everything for that, then help comes.